the Los Angeles Lakers as they play against the Minnesota Timberwolves. For the Timberwolves, they've got their hearts set on ringing in the new NBA season with a clean 1-0 record, and this is a team that believes they can do that. All the fine-tuning and changes of the offseason are what they hope will start to take shape starting tonight. And another NBA season about to start. Shaq, we've talked about it. You can feel, an air of excitement that's a little different than in years past.
There's a number of talented teams all wanting that ring. I've said this before. Kenny has said it many times. It could be one of the best seasons we've seen in a while, including what Golden State did last year in winning the ring.
That was an incredible run. But some teams that looked unstoppable last year will start to show some cracks in their armor. But the other teams that didn't look like much on paper last year, beginning of the season, are now looking like they will surprise.
And that is it for now as we send you to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports Group.
Welcome, everyone, to a brand new season of NBA basketball. I'm sure you're as excited as all of us are here at 2K Sports as we get ready to start the season in style. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke on our sideline. Western Conference battles always fun. This time it's the Los Angeles Lakers intent on protecting home court. Always excited for starting out the new season right, and they find themselves playing against Minnesota. Last season, they had the upper hand in the series, going 3-1 against these guys.
And they won the season series against this club last year, but, then again, so did a lot of other teams.
Hey, Greg, we got to be honest here, which is really the only way I roll. Neither of these teams are world beaters. But you've got to start somewhere. A win tonight would be a step in the right direction.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Rubio and Levine teaming up in the backcourt. Garnett out there with Wiggins, and it's Towns in at the 5, patrolling the paint.
And Ricky Rubio, one of the youngest international basketball stars ever. We started hearing about him in the U.S. back when he was 16, and even then, powerful teams in Europe were all vying for his services.
Here's Wiggins, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. And going back to Rubio, Clark, his natural instincts in every phase of the game, as Greg was just talking about, are really second to none. In 06, he led Spain to a championship, registering 3 triple-doubles and 1 quadruple-double. Wow.
And despite those gaudy numbers, you just never know with an international star if, in fact, his game will translate to the NBA. Rubio's game obviously has.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Pass to Levine. There's a good screen. He kicks it to Garnett. Lots of room. The rebound by Paul George.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots when you get the opportunity.
Exactly. They don't come much better or easier than that.
And the shot is good.
And early on, they look great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Thomas against Rubio. Towns kicks to Wiggins. Soft touch off the glass.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Kicks to Davis. It's stolen by Garnett. And now with the fast break, Rubio with the ball. Here's Wiggins, and it's sent back by George. Gasol wide open. He fires. That one off the back iron and out.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
Well, somehow the Lakers managed to avoid ending up in last place in the West last season. Still, It's a far, far cry from the Lakers teams of the past. Only 21 wins for them on the season.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Thomas kicks to Davis. Power down with both hands.
Whoa. That'll wake you up. My goodness.
Is he an athlete or what?
No doubt about it. It's almost as if he lives in the air, and dunks like that have become quite commonplace.
Here is Rubio following the bucket by the Lakers. Here's Levine. Gasol with the rebound. For Los Angeles, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. To the wing right side. Lakers passing it around. Thomas kicks to Bryant. Here's George. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2. Everyone understands the importance of Paul George to the ball club. That's why taking his offensive game to the next level would be so beneficial.
Yeah, he has all the physical tools, the instincts, and obviously he has made those strides. But if he wants to become a top 5 guy, he's still got a little bit of work to do in terms of his game.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Lopez, he's checked in for Gasol. Anthony comes in for Anthony Davis. Drew Holiday, he's checked in for Kobe. And it's Russell in for Thomas. Here's Holiday following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. And here's Anthony from the arc. Shot is off. The Timberwolves go the other way with it.
For my man PG, Paul George, so much focus has been on extending his range, but ever since he started launching over 5 3-pointers a game, he shot under 43% from the field. Maybe time for him to balance out that shot selection.
Now here's Lopez. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game, just a matter who can catch that momentum. And guys, talking about Paul George, the continued improvement of his ball handling is key to generating more offense. That was a weakness of his coming out of college. He's worked on it, but making it a strength the way LeBron has would go a long way toward getting him to that next level.
Here's Holiday following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Shot clock at 2. Lopez, no luck. Minnesota in the lead. Rubio outside. Pass to Muhammad. Here's the teardrop. Outside, George. And down it goes just as the clock hit 0.
How about the timing? An unbelievable touch on that one.
Those are the ingredients you need for the recipe of buzzer-beating magic.
And some tough times for the Knicks, but you listen to Carmelo Anthony, it's clear he's invested in this franchise. Knicks fans rooting for Carmelo to help make New York a playoff venue once again.
You know what? It's going to take a lot more than Carmelo playing strong to get the Knicks back into the playoffs and to make them a destination to where NBA stars want to come.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Lakers?
With the aggression they're showing early on, I mean, they're driving it to the hoop with authority and force.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. Rubio and Levine teaming up in the backcourt. Payne out there with Pekovic. And it's Muhammad in at the 3. There's the pass to Howard. Dishes it to Thomas. Back to Howard. There's the feed to Clarkson. Passes it to Howard. Rubio with the rebound.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
It's now been a decade since the Minnesota Timberwolves played postseason basketball. Last trip to the postseason for the Wolves back in 2004.
Wow, that was a long time ago. And if you're wondering, that is the longest playoff drought in the league currently. Wolves want nothing more than to get back to playing playoff basketball, and featuring the #1 pick in last year's draft will help.
Good way to start, you're right. Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him, but with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
Platoon swap here for the Lakers. Minnesota also making some changes. Towns comes in for Nikola Pekovic. And it's Garnett in for Adrian Payne. And getting back to Carmelo last year, that team really became devoid of talent. In some games, Greg, in games that he played, he seemed like their only scoring option.
You know, we talk about needing a big three to compete for a championship, and for over half the season last year, the Knicks basically had a big half. I mean, because Carmelo missed that half, and when the deck is stacked against you like that, sometimes it's better to fold your cards and live to play another day, and that's really what Carmelo did.
Here's Garnett, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
Young's shot is off. The Timberwolves trail. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Shoots from 14, and that's good for 2. Muhammad's got his first bucket in this one. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Outside, Kobe. And again, the Lakers, no good.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And Muhammad has it in the corner. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. And Los Angeles guys shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked in. Russell dishes to Bryant. Gasol tipped back in for 2. Gasol's got 6.
And the lead goes right back. What a seesaw affair we've got going on.
This game's right there for the taking, but neither team can quite grab hold of it. Like a slippery bar of soap there. Somebody's got to take charge here.
Here's Towns. Rebounded by the Lakers. Outside, Kobe feeds to Young. He dishes it to Russell. Here's Gasol, and he jams it with authority.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that. I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Puts it up from 12. No good. And Minnesota will come the other way. After this one, they're off to Denver to take on the Nuggets. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Here's Towns. No good off the front iron.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch, and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold, the way that guy gets to the rim.
Russell passes to Bryant. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Lopez, he's checked in for Gasol. Anthony Davis comes in for Nick Young. Anthony's checked in for Drew Howland. And Thomas subbed in for Russell. That's tipped. It's stolen by Anthony. He got it up. The shot will not go. And so we wrap up the first half.
Well, Carmelo, what has been the focus for this team during the first half of play?
Well, we're doing it on both ends of the court. We're buckling down on the defensive end. We're sharing the ball offensively, making good plays. You know, challenging every possession counts. And we're doing that in the first half.
Nice to see it come together on both sides of the ball, Melo. Thanks for the time. Gentlemen?
Thank you, Doris.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period with just a 1-point lead. They showed their superiority in the second. Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Andrew Wiggins really making a difference here.
And he just went off in those first two quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
They've got Paul George, Isaiah Thomas out there with Bryant. Then it's Anthony Davis, and it's Gasol at the 5 spot. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. Now here's Kobe. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. 6 to shoot from 10 feet out, and he drops that one in. Bryant's got the opening bucket to start the second half for the... Lakers. The Timberwolves shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently.
Pau Gasol was the number 3 pick back in 2001. He managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother Mark, who was a second-round pick, could ever match up to that, right? Not so fast, people. Mark's pretty good, too.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket. Kobe Bryant is such a great all-around player. I mean, if there's one thing people don't talk about, it's his passing. He's 4th overall in assists amongst active players.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, I was able to listen in on the Timberwolves head coach talking to his team. He said their plan was run their offense through Wiggins. Coach emphasized getting him as many touches as possible, saying he is going to be one of the guys to carry us the rest of the way. Well, they need to make something happen before the start of the fourth quarter, and maybe those changes will do the trick, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. And going back to Kobe Bryant, guys, he had to learn the same thing that Michael Jordan had to learn on his own. To win championships, you have to trust your teammates and not take everything upon yourself.
Yeah, Kobe learned from the best and played with some of the best. So you can't ask for a better way to spend a career.
Here's Thomas after the made shot from Ricky Rubio. Outside for Thomas. Again, the Lakers.
Up and in on every one of their first 3 shots to start the second half.
Timberwolves trail by 11. Here's Levine. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Wiggins against George. Wiggins drives in. And the shot is good. Wiggins has got 12 points in the game.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Ryan in the post. Stolen by Levine. And here we go. Fast break. Wiggins has got it. Here's Levine. The dish to Rubio. He feeds it to Levine. And the shot is good. Dropping in off the front of the rim. Levine's got 4 points in the quarter.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
2 straight seasons of no playoffs for the Lakers after last year's miss. Not what they were hoping for.
It's going to be a growing process, Kevin. I mean, they had a young team and an injured superstar in Kobe both years. Hard to make the playoffs in that situation. They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
They get it back.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Pushing it up. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play. That'll put Paul George on the line. It's going to be on Andrew Wiggins. Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Brook Lopez is checked in for Gasol. Anthony comes in for Davis.
Oh! You know, on the surface, it might seem questionable to attempt a dunk like that when you're behind, but I think he's just trying to give him a spark.
Yeah, what a dunk it was.
Factor. Even look at us. We're all sitting here just waiting for when he goes airborne.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Howard comes in for George. And it's Holiday in for Isaiah Thomas. Here's Levine. Holiday with the block. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Stolen by Clarkson. And it's the Lakers on the break. And here we go. And stolen by Wiggins. Pass to Levine. He kicks it to Muhammad. 52 seconds left in the third. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he gets the bucket. Muhammad's got it back down to single digits for the Timberwolves.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
To the left wing. Lopez with the block.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Well, they're working the glass, really battling in that area of the game, and that's helped them stake this lead. Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor.
Lopez with the block. Clarkson. Shot no good. Well through 3. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Lakers leading by 12. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. They've got Towns. Garnett out there with Jang. Then it's Ricky Rubio. And it's Wiggins in at the 2. Howard in the post. He's against Jang. Poked away. Towns with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Wiggins has got it. Kicks to Rubio. No good. Good D by Thomas.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Not really necessary with nobody on you. I mean, why put yourself off balance on that shot when you're wide open?
George against Rubio. And the 3 off target.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Russell kicks to George. A 3-pointer off the mark. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And Los Angeles with some changes. Gasol comes in for Dwight Howard. That's Bryant in for Russell. And a change for the Timberwolves. Levine's checked in. Well, Karl Anthony Towns didn't come into the previous year as the most highly touted prospect, Clark, but his play last year at Kentucky would change that.
No question about it. People knew he was going to be good, Kevin, but few saw him being this good. He showed he could do a little bit of everything as a Kentucky big.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, I was able to listen in on the Timberwolves head coach talking to his team. He was not happy with their play to this point, telling them we're getting out hustled, plain and simple. There's still time, but we've got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
And again, the Lakers no good.
And guys, with Towns, he is so valuable in every aspect of the game. Really great at both ends of the floor. His defense is as strong as it gets for a first-year player.
And perhaps the biggest plus about Towns is his upside. I mean, he's shown that he can make big strides in his level of play. Already good at shooting from outside and can play either post spot, too.
And so Levine nails both of them.
Hey, for Zach LaVine, the dunk contest last season was his coming out party to the world. He put on a show that everybody in the NBA was buzzing about.
It's stolen by Garnett. Rubio outside. Pass to Levine. Fires for three. That's in. Coming off an assist from Rubio. Levine's got 5 points now in the quarter. And for Levine and his dunking, if you saw him in college or last season, you knew he was a very special player in the air.
Well, Levine can be one of the great all-time dunkers with his height and ability to lift off. He gets airborne so effortlessly that there are few that can match his power and finesse once he's airborne.
Now, here's Rubio. The pass to Towns. Holiday with the block.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team. That's why they're ahead. It's a real alley-oop that time, partner.
The pass, Clark, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
Precision at its finest.
And guys, it had to be, because not nearly as easy a play as they made it look.
Towns kicks to Rubio. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Three-pointer. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound. Lakers leading by 9. The feed now to Clarkson. Here's Lopez. To the wing right side. Holiday dishes to Lopez. And Holiday kicks to Anthony. Here's Lopez. Good. He hits the jump shot.
That is a very low percentage shot, Kevin, but it's the result they were looking for at the end of the day.
And Rubio kicks to Towns. And it's sent back by Lopez. Dishes it to Clarkson. Back to Anthony. Fires it up. And he overshot that one, missing.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
The Lakers have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. Stolen by Rubio. Inside. Kicks it out to Wiggins. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Lakers leading by 11.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for Los Angeles.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight, Clark, they had both.
They sure did. I mean, the ball was moving and guys were knocking down shots.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
Greg, I don't think it'll play out quite that simply, though. The team coming out on the losing end of game 1 is just that much more motivated to get even in game 2 and 3. So I think the edge goes to the losing team.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for George. You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Howard's checked in for Julius Randle. Young is subbed in for Anthony. Now Muhammad passes it to Prince. And Young comes over to help. Looking to end the drought. And there's Payne. That's good on the assist from Jones.
Assisted, Tyus Jones.
Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, it makes it tough for the defense to chase that ball around when it moves that crisply all over the court.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.